division, we've got one more thing to look at. The hardest part of division, remainders. What do you do with them? All right, so we have a few different options of things that you can do. We're going to take a look at those all with one problem. We're going to see how you could write 4 different questions with the same situation and have 4 different answers because of that, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at a very simple, basic problem. So it says Marvin has 17 toys that he's putting into boxes. Only 4 toys will fit into each box. Now, I have a lot of options at this point. If I was writing this story problem for you, I could say something like, how many full boxes can he make? Okay, so how many full boxes can he make? If I asked you a question like that, we would go through and we go, all right, 17 divided by 4. All right, well, 4 times 4 is 16. There's 1 left over. So let's see, I made 4 boxes. I have 1 left over. So how many of the boxes were full? 4. All right, and that would be our answer right there. That means that this remainder, the remainder of 1, on a problem like this, when we're looking for full or complete sets, we're just losing the remainder. We get rid of it. So we just drop it off. So one of the choices is lose the remainder. And that tends to be, like I said, when you're looking for complete or full amounts. All right. But like I said, that is not my only choice. Okay. I could have asked you lots of questions. Instead of saying how many full boxes can he make, I could have said how many boxes will he need? Or how many boxes will he need to pack all of them up or anything like that? Well, now when we're looking at it, I used 4, I've got 1 left over, but assuming he's trying to keep these, he's not throwing this extra 1 away. So now the problem is, what do I do with this 1 remainder? Well, I would need another box. I need somewhere to put it. So another option for these division problems is when I have a remainder, I might have to take it and move up to the next whole number. So if I was at 4, then I would actually really need 5 boxes because I have 4 full ones, and then I have 1 box that just has the remainder left over sitting in it, okay? So now our 2 choices, we have drop the remainder, okay? That was a choice, or we can round up to the next whole, all right? So round up to the next whole number that's available. All right, those are just 2 of the choices. There are 2 more choices that are out there. So now I could also have said, all right, how many, so assuming that he's keeping all of them, I could have said how many toys are in the last box. All right, well, if he's boxing all of his toys up, we already knew he was going to need 5 boxes, right, to use up all of them. 4 of the boxes are full. The last box only has 1 in it. So that means in this case, the correct answer would have actually been 1. So we could drop the remainder when you're using full sets. We could round up when everything needs to be included. Or sometimes when we have a remainder, the answer actually is the remainder. You use the answer. That's what they're looking for. They want to know how many are left over, how many are in the last box, okay? That's a possibility. And then, in my opinion, the trickiest of all of them would be this last question here, where it asks something along the lines like how, instead of, let's even erase it a little farther. Oops, that's not erase. Instead of saying how many, we could say something like how much room is in the last box, or maybe even more appropriately, how much room is available for how many more toys could we fit into the last box, or something where I'm looking to see how much more is left over, like what's left in this empty box. So another one would be how many more toys does he need to fill the last box? Okay, now it sounds like I'm really focused on the remainder, and I am, but this is where it gets tricky because we know there's 1 in the last box. You know, we can draw it out. All right, so I have 1 thing in this last box, but we'd have to stop and think, how many are actually able to fit in there? Well, I can fit 4 of them in there, but only 1 is. So how much room is in the last box? Well, there's room for 3 more of them. So my answer on that question would be, well, there's room for 3 more toys. So again, it's one where we use the remainder, but you're going to use it to find it. And normally that's going to be a subtraction. So we use to find the answer. So for your remainders, when you're looking at the next couple word problems, sometimes you're going to take the remainder and you're going to drop it. Just get rid of it. It's not important. That's normally full and complete set problems. Sometimes you're going to round up to the next whole number. So instead of 4, you're going to go 5. Or instead of 338, you're going to go to 339. A lot of those problems are where everything has to be included, especially problems involving people, since we don't leave people behind. Then our other 2 choices are where you focus in on the remainder. Sometimes they'll specifically ask you about what the remainder is, like how many are left over or what's the extra amount. Or sometimes they'll want to know something about you using the remainder, like how many do you need to finish the last box, okay? So be real careful with those. The biggest thing that you need to do, if you noticed when we did this problem, I never changed this beginning part. The story stayed exactly the same through this entire problem. The only thing that changed was the question. So when you do this, if you read this top part and you knew it was division, and then you were trying to decide, okay, what am I doing with the remainder? You don't care about anything up here. Nothing up there is going to tell you what to do with the remainder. What to do with the remainder is always found in the question. That's where you need to be looking to find out what to do with the remainder. So you've got to focus in on what are you looking for? That's what the question is asking. What are you looking for? Are you looking for the remainder? Are you looking for how many full parts you made? Are you looking for how many total you need? Like, that's always in the question. So once you do the division and you're satisfied with how you divided and you're looking to answer it, you need to go back and you need to look at the question and make sure you understand what are you searching for in this problem, because that will tell you what to do with that remainder. All right, so try out your problems today, see how they go. If you're getting stuck on any, they're not coming out right, then it's your last day to get help before you get tested. So please come to office hours, ask if you thought it was a round up and it was actually drop, or it was use the remainder and you think it's something different. Ask why it is what it is, okay? More likely than not, we can explain that easily enough to you. The biggest thing, if you're trying to do it on your own, is to use your reading skills. They're story problems. Visualize and understand the story, and you'll know what to do. All right? So good luck with it today. If you need help, please stop off.